Hi, Matt. Andy here. You got me and Sona.
Hi, Matt.
This is the Andy Richter Call-In Show. Tell us about your weird boss.
Oh, will do. It's great to talk to you guys.
Thank you.
So in high school, I worked at a diner, sort of a night shift at a typically breakfast diner. So it was pretty laid back, not many people coming in.
Right.
And one summer, we had someone who joined our crew. He was this guy who was only there for the summer. And the reason why was because he was sort of a full-time professional Renaissance Faire guy.
Right.
He would do whatever they needed. So he was there for that summer because we had a pretty big Renaissance Fair nearby. So he's the cliche. He had a goatee. He had those small glasses. He had long, straight black hair.
Was he?
Oftentimes,
was he? When you say cliche, was he stinky? Was he a little stinky?
Yeah, but like this is the type of place where everyone is stinky.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't out of the ordinary.
Right.
But was he in character? Like he still looked like he had just come off from the
like
Ren Fair?
Pointy shoes with bells on them.
So that's the thing is he would often show up to work with something that he brought from the fair. Like sometimes he would be wearing a tunic or he'd be wearing like a helmet or greaves or something.
Oh my God.
One time he brought in a huge two-handed claymore sword just to like show off to people. It was wild.
You don't bring a sword to work.
Yeah. That's a workplace violation right there.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
My
well,
God.
again, this isn't the type of place that cared about that kind of stuff.
Right.
He was a full-time Renaissance Fair guy. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. It's like what it was his main thing was to just be part of the Renaissance Fair. So then he did this diner job just kind of on the side.
Exactly. Yeah, and he would move from town to town whenever these fairs would start up because I guess they go year round. I always thought they were just a summer thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depending on the climate. Yeah, and I mean, it does make sense. It's kind of like a carny thing, you know. I mean, no, really, it's it's like a different kind of carny, you know.
Oh, I thought they just found local people who were like really into it, but it's traveling.
I think some of them are like that, but I also do think that there's got to be vendors that go from place to place.
Yeah.
Because as a business model, it wouldn't make sense to just have a turkey leg business for 2 weekends a year.
Definitely struck me as a specialist.
Yes. Yeah.
But so one day, so I used to bring my friends in. It's like a place where they had some pretty good pie, and we would come in at night when there's no one there and just sort of hang out for a few hours. I'd bring my group of like 8 friends, and every time he would make a beeline for our table, and he would pick one of the 3 or 4 girls in the group and start seductively speaking to them in Elvish.
Wow.
And
whoosh, and just like cut to the footage of a wave crashing.
Oh, I'm pregnant just thinking about it. Oh my God.
So in case it wasn't clear, this guy was well into his 30s, and these girls were 16.
Oh no!
Yeah. We were all uncomfortable by it, of course, but we were teenagers and had no concept of like healthy interaction.
Yeah.
So we just decided that he was actually speaking Klingon, and we just kept calling him Commander Worf, which he did not like.
Yeah, that's a different kind of loser.
Oh my God! You know that's worked for him in the past. That he keeps using the Elvish approach.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on this planet for a long time, and I still am not sure that, because I used to think that, like, cat callers. You're like, well, it must work for him at some point, but it's like, I don't know that it does. Like, who would really, I don't know. I guess there's a,
game.
I will say, I know a lot of women, and I know a lot of women who've been catcalled.
Yeah.
I don't know a single love story that began with, I was walking down the street.
That's what I mean.
And he said, nice ass. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Thank you,
and then
Prince
we struck
Charming.
up
Yeah.
like it's a meet cute.
Well, yes, thank you. I have been working on my ass. You know, you obviously are an aesthete.
Yeah.
With highbrow tastes. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that that some men are just, they think that's what they're supposed to do.
But if you're in the
and
Renaissance,
I do want to just say, men. Oh, men.
I mean,
men, hooray, men.
Oh,
yeah.
Men.
I think that he probably should just kind of stick to his like Renaissance Fair homies.
Yeah, right.
Because I feel like that's, and also 16 And you're in your 30s?
Yeah.
I mean, when I was 16, I felt like I was a grown-up, but now I see 16-year-olds, and I'm like...
They're children.
You're children.
You're a child, yes.
I don't
Absolutely.
know. That's so...
Bad.
I bet something happened with him. I bet he's in prison.
Yeah.
I think this Elvish guy's in prison.
Or he created Game of Thrones. Well, is that it? Did it go anywhere from there, or is that? I mean, did it?
Yeah, he just. We kept calling him Worf. He kept getting upset, and then eventually he just left the next town.
Yeah. Moved on.
Picked up and left.
Yeah.
Took his
Grabbed
goatee with him.
Grabbed his loot and then moved on. See you later.
He's a zither guy.
Zither.
I really am fascinated about this world of Renaissance Fair people. Like I didn't know that there was a traveling component to it. I know there's a big one here, like around in the LA area.
Yes.
I know there's a big one here, and it's been happening for decades.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there are people locally who just do it like it's their Burning Man. Like they really get involved and they do it.
That's a good comparison.
But I there's also got to be some regulars. Like there's also got to be. There's no way that something that is that widespread does not have people that have created a business around it.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense.
Have you ever been?
I have never been to one. Well, I've only been. I went to one once when I was working in Chicago. I was doing props on a commercial. I was assistant props on a commercial, and we needed a baby elephant. And there was one in Wisconsin at a Renaissance Fair. So I drove to Wisconsin to take Polaroids of a baby elephant and then drove back to Chicago. So, yes, I have been to one, but that just to see the baby elephant.
Just to take Polaroids of a baby elephant.
Of a baby elephant.
Okay, of a baby
elephant. Because, which is hilarious. It's like, because the Polaroids of the baby elephant are really what's going to, it's like, it really does help, the people from, I don't know, from like Reese's Pieces to decide, like, that elephant's ugly. This baby elephant, now that's a fuckable baby elephant. Let's get that one in here. And we did not. The Wisconsin baby elephant did not get hired.
Oh, that sucks.
Too bad for him.
I just love that there's a baby elephant chilling at the Renaissance Fair.
At a Renaissance Fair, because when you think about Renaissance Fair, you think minstrels and knights and ladies and damsels in distress and baby elephants.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's in all the King Arthur
Matt,
stories.
did you ever go and see this guy at the Renaissance Fair?
I avoided it that summer for obvious reasons, but I had been to this fair many, many times. I don't know. The guy rubbed me the wrong way, and I didn't want him to like see me and then be like, "Oh, I know that guy. Let me play my character at him."
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, you would have been opening yourself up to too much buddy.
Ugh,
like, no
friendship.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
thanks. All right, Matt. Well, thanks for calling.